So how do you know when you're having a spiritual awakening? Like, what's happening around you? How do you know? How can you tell? What are the signs that you're going from a regular everyday muggle into a more magical and spiritual being? So when you first start, most people, when they come to spirituality, meditating is usually something that they do. And this is a really great thing because what it does is it kind of opens up your clairvoyance a lot. So when you first start becoming more spiritual, something that you might be noticing is you have a lot more dreams at night. You have a lot more like vivid recollections of what's going on while you're sleeping. And this ability might also open up in other ways as well. Your clairvoyance might open up in little minor ways. But the dreaming is usually, having more vivid and colorful dreams is usually one sign that you are starting to have a spiritual awakening. Something else that you might notice is that your friends and your family or the people that are around you, you kind of don't like them so much anymore. You're like, wow, that person's really mean, or I really don't agree with how that person is doing this or doing that, or that's not very mindful, or that's not very kind, or just, you have a harder time liking the people around you, and also you have a harder time kind of connecting with them or relating to them. And I would say that that's not necessarily bad. That just means you're leveling up. You're being super mindful. And what happens is we attract the same kind of energy and vibrations that we are putting out into the world. So when your energy vibration is going up and you are around people from here, it's going to be different. You're going to feel that, and you're going to notice that. So the other thing, instead of being discouraged, because I think this can be something that can be really kind of traumatic when you realize like you need a new support system, is to spend more time in the spiritual community and find people who are more on your level. It's not necessarily about losing people, but it's about gaining more people who are kind of vibrating at your level, and making you feel good when you're around them, right? Instead of kind of stressed out or, ooh, these are the sort of things that happen sometimes. Another thing that you might get when you have spiritual awakening is you might be a lot more conscious of what you're kind of putting into your body, right? Because you're realizing how important and sacred of a space that is. So you are being more mindful about your food. You might change your diet. You might get a little bit healthier. You're drinking more water. You're resting when you need to. You're not overdoing it. There's might be a lot of different things that are going on physically for you when you are changing. Another thing that might happen to you is you might start getting signs from spirit, which is really cool. For me particularly, I started getting a lot of feathers. That was something that happened to me. And for me, it's just a meaning that I'm in the right place, I'm on the right track, keep going. Some people get coins, some people see certain cars, some people get numbers. There's a lot of different things that happen, and you're gonna really be paying attention to the signs once you start getting more in tune, and you have that kind of awakening going on. So that's something else that you can watch out for. Let's see, what else is there? There's so many things. I remember too, I think your perspective is going to change a lot too, about how you see the world and how you see people in the world and how you see yourself moving throughout that space. One of my friends described it one time to me as, one day it's like you just put on rose-colored glasses and everything looks different. And I heard what she said, and I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. But I didn't really understand it until that moment it happened. And it was kind of like a aha, whoa, oh my God kind of thing. Like everything changed. And while it was a little discombobulating, it was also a really cool moment because it just was more in tune with who I wanted to be and where I was going. And everything just made more sense to me when I saw it accurately, not the way that I was kind of seeing it before, which was kind of like under that clouded muggle veil of like the things that you see when you don't understand what's actually happening underneath and behind everything that's going on. So those are some signs that you might be getting if you are starting to kind of wake up a little bit, And while some of the signs can be a little bit weird or funky or discombobulating, just know that it's happening for your best and your highest good. So just kind of lean in and try not to resist. And the more that you can do that, I think the easier it will be. Also, too, it really helps if you have a friend or a mentor that's a little bit farther ahead than you. So they can help you kind of understand and make sense of what's going on. And that was something that was really beneficial for me, because a lot of times when you start, you get all these weird experiences and things that happen and you don't understand because you don't know yet. So that's always really helpful to have somebody that's a little bit farther ahead than you that can kind of help guide you. And then when you're in that spot, you can reach back and pull the next line up to where you're at. So hopefully that's helpful, especially if you're experiencing some of these things and you're feeling weird about it. You know, this is all perfectly normal. You're in the right space and you should definitely keep going. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you'd like to share an experience with me that you had that's really cool, please let me know. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day.